I remember being a teen when they cut it before, and it didn't bring very much. And even this time, 40 years later, it didn't bring a lot. If they had only known that USDA would support them in doing those things, if they had known, I said, listen, I would like to invite USDA and Andrew to come and talk to you guys because I'm going to replant. I'm going to replant.
And in the Black Belt of Alabama and other areas of the state and in the southeast, minorities still own land, and they still have land in their possession, even though they have lost some of it. But the land that we have in many cases is not managed to its capabilities. And this tour was designed to talk about practices and concepts and programs that minority landowners could participate in to be able to manage that land to create wealth.
I didn't know nothing about outreach or anything. I went into the process without first cutting the timber that was already there. So I suffered a big loss of about $8,000 on timber that was actually sellable.
Getting involved with Andrew was wonderful for me because Andrew is not selfish with his knowledge. He's kind of like me. I like to share that knowledge with people to let them know how their land can work for them. And Andrew talked about practices and what we could be doing. And it just didn't mean a lot at the time. But once we had the tour this weekend, the practices kicked in like, I mean, wow, it was like a light bulb came on.
You can know how to do something, and you can give people money to do it or give them financial incentives to help do it. But unless they have that desire, they're never going to do it. And where that desire comes from, in my thinking, is landowners being in touch with each other. They motivate each other. They get each other excited when they see what somebody else is doing that's like them, you know, and that motivates them.
Herbie is an old friend. Met him back in the 60s in Vietnam. We actually fought the war together. He's never stopped. He's been active, and I've been active. And he'd always be talking about Wilcox County and what's going on there and what he had going. So finally I got a chance to see it today.
But we got a chance to visit Mr. Irby's place that particular day. And I learned about the drum chop as a part of the site prep. So I learned something from that, and I felt like I can use that practice later on when we start cutting some of the woodlands here. So anytime we landowners can get together in groups and visit different sites where various practices have been put in place, it helps.
You know, we as people formulate an opinion from the first words we hear from those in charge or giving us direction, but it was given in such a manner, me personally as an individual, I just couldn't believe it. I said, I'm excited to go, and the reception I received from those in positions and the people that I've dealt with have made me feel exceptionally welcome. This is unique. I'm going back with some set goals to accomplish.
When you know what to ask for and you know the practices, like the educating they are doing, you can't go wrong because people can't deny you when you know what your rights are and what you can qualify for. So when I walked in, went in with my deeds, I went in and asked for a farm number. So when they were asking for stuff, I would hand them that stuff. It wasn't, I got to go get it or I need this. I had it there.
People that I talked to said, you know, I really don't trust you because is this really going to help me or am I going to lose property or is this a scheme? And then I found what I had to do is once I convinced them, you got to take them by the hand sometime, but the discouragement that they get is a turnoff, actually a turnoff.
If I need the help, then I'm not the only person that need the help. I somehow have to gain the trust of the people. Maybe pray harder, I don't know. But we're not the only one that needs it. The whole community needs it.
Because historically, we have not had that opportunity. And it's not that they don't believe or don't trust. It just takes a lot of time, a lot of effort to get that word out to people. And so in order to do that, we got to go out and secure funding so we can help individuals that are willing to hang on to it to continue to improve it. This CCPI grant allowed us to do that.
What NNFP is doing in the South right now is outstanding, because I had no idea what a practice was. I had no idea what it meant to manage my property. What that trip did, the whole conference did for me, was invaluable. I serve Autauga, Elmore, and Macon County, and those are communities that are poor and to a degree predominantly black, and I can provide the education in those communities.
Yeah, I did sign up for the Landowners Ambassador Program, and I think my role as an ambassador will be to go out and talk with other farmers in the community and other farmers that I may meet anywhere, and explain to them about what I've done on my property here and what they can think about doing on their property that they may have, and also enlighten them or inform them about the type of assistance that's available to them if they would just take the first step and start to working with the various agencies that have been made available.
So what we've done today really puts adventure and excitement into learning how to manage the land.
You have to decide, you know best in your community what it's going to take to talk to the folk that you want to talk to. You know who they are. We together we can tear up Mississippi and Alabama. We just right in this room right now. We can. All you got to do is just believe you can and know who can help you do it.
So we're from Mississippi, and we have no idea or had no idea of this kind of information. I met John Fenderson last year in Georgia, and so that was my first knowledge of it. And of course, when you hear something first, it's still all foreign to you. But I knew enough to go ask for a management plan. But at that meeting is when I met Mr. Lacey, Freddie, and Mr. Ford. The willingness that these men had, that they want to help. We'll walk with you, we'll talk with you, we'll do this, we'll do that. That all alone encouraged me, or should encourage you to, you had help, you had support.
It was meant to be. Mm-hmm. Every bit of this was meant to be, and all we got to do is recognize that God put us in Selma, Alabama on this day. Mm-hmm. Now we can do great things together. So all we got to do is get that passion to help somebody else other than ourselves. Good Lord going to take care of me. Y'all go to church like I do.
That's right.
Them old ladies, go back to the museum. Them old women can tell you something. If I do what I'm supposed to do for you, the good Lord will take care of me.
Right. That's right. That's right. It's a blessing, and there's a reason that we're here. It was a reason that I was in Georgia. There's a reason I was in Mississippi, and there's a reason that I'm here. And it's all part of a God's plan. That's how I feel about it, to get to where He wants us to be. We all have to take a part in it and participate.
I watched them tearing a building down. It was a gang of men in a little town. Oh, heave-ho, and a hot yell. They swung a beam and the sidewall fell. I asked the foreman, are these men skilled and the kind you'd use if you wanted to build? He laughed and said, no, indeed. Common labor is all that I need. I can build in a day or two what it take a worker a year to do. You can if you think you can, and we can.
That is.